Hi everyone, this is Tim Majka with Imagine Realty, a boutique real estate team with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here today with Ben Benjamin, Assistant Vice President with Ticor Title, and Ben's here today to talk about two really important reasons on why you should, before you put your home in the market, have your realtor check title. Ben, why is that important? Why should somebody check title before they put their property on the market?
Well, thanks, Tim. I think the main thing I'd like everyone to know is that this is something we want to look at even before we go to actually list the property. So if someone's thinking about selling this year or sometime soon, they should reach out to you so that we can begin to look at some of the items I'm going to talk about. The first one would be a situation where there may be unseen items on title that the owner is unaware of. For example, we had a transaction recently where there was a mortgage that had been paid off but wasn't properly released. And in that case, it wasn't a fraud or financial disaster of any sort. It was just something that took a little extra time to clear. And when we know that stuff ahead of time, it's not any sort of drama or last minute shuffle.
Right. So this way you have time to clear that matter up. And in this particular instance, I mean, this was like a $30,000 lien that was recorded 35 years ago. The owners didn't even know anything about it because and so luckily you were able to find it and clear the matter now before we're in escrow and before we were under some time deadline to close escrow. So you were able to take care of that matter prior to us putting it in the market, and the client's extremely happy, by the way, that we got that taken care of.
And time, you said, is the main thing. Is time. We want to get ahead of these things so that we don't have any unforeseen things pop up. The other thing I was going to mention too, which is always really important, is we want to verify the owner. And sometimes there can be situations, specifically if the property is in a trust or an LLC, like an entity, that we're going to want to review those documents to make sure that we have the right people in place to be able to officially sign on behalf of the property. So again, that's something that we don't want to be looking at as we're getting ready to close and find out that we got to track somebody down. We don't know where they are. So those I think are really two things that we will discover once we get into the transaction. But if you can look at those things ahead of time, it's really just going to give you a cleaner path to closing and a smoother transaction once you get into it.
I mean, we've got a property right now. There's 7 owners on a property, and they're all out of the country. And Ben, you're able to help identify who everybody on title. They really didn't know exactly who was all on title on this property, and so we're able to make arrangements. So because some of these folks are a little bit harder to reach in some cases. So, well, thank you very much, Ben. This has been very informative. And so, if you're thinking of selling, or if you know anybody out there that's thinking of selling their home, there's no reason to delay in terms of starting having us do the due diligence early. So you're welcome, even if you're not planning on selling your property for 3 or 6 months down the line. Feel free to call us now, and this way we can help start that process of doing the due diligence to making sure that your property is ready to put on the market. Again, my name is Tim Majka with Imagine Realty, and this is Ben Benjamin with Ticor Title. And if you are thinking of selling your home, feel free to give me a call at 1-800-309-1528, or you can visit my website, imaginerealty.com. And thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.